Well, that was
Damn.
the wrong button. That was the wrong button. That was
Damn.
definitely the wrong button.
Why don't you start over? Why don't you
Yeah,
just like
hold on,
start?
we gonna take this from the top. Hold on, yo. We gotta start this over.
This unit. This unit. This unit. This unit. This unit.
What's good, everybody? Welcome to Giants Outsiders, episode 29. You are now rocking with the hardest voice of sports, the muscle of the Giants community, Fist Vegas. And I'm joined by the 60-minute man, the sharpest sports bettor on the planet, Kyle Pizzle. What's happening?
We got our ass whooped Saturday. That's what happened.
Yeah, that ass kicking just had me pressing the wrong button a second.
I mean, damn. And we starting to show off.
We still wobbly, man.
We still wobbly. Damn. Man, I tell you what, the pain of it all it wears off, and then all of a sudden you pop on YouTube and you see guys like Lord Brunson and Philly 500, like they excited and shit, and they having their fun, and it's like, man, this sucks.
Yeah, I was trying to duck them on Twitter, but they kept adding.
Man, oh, I know. They it just, like John's got that ass beat. It never was close. It was frustrating. It was sad. It was. We gonna talk about a lot of that game because, or let me tell you something that bothers me. What I see today, Fisk, and this is, and I don't know how long this has happened. I don't know how long this has been going for. I don't know if this is like a last couple year thing but this is all of a sudden this has happened, and I felt it a lot this year. But this last month of the season, last 4-6 weeks, whatever, I felt it tremendously. Where it's like you're having to watch the game, and if the Giants don't perform well or they don't win, then you're gonna have all the Danny naysayers going off.
Yeah.
Right. And it's almost like they got a gun held to the Giants' head or something. And if the Giants don't give them what they want, they gonna say something stupid or do something stupid. And it's like I'm sitting there watching. The man already checked off the box that you demanded of him. Get the team to the playoffs. That's what everyone said that he couldn't do, and he checked that box off. Then he did checked off another box where he won a playoff game. And then I'm sitting there watching the game against the Eagles, getting that ass kicked. And by the way, it ain't all Danny's fault. He getting that ass kicked, and I'm just sitting there in the back of my head. Oh, they gonna be coming out from the woodworks, and this is gonna give them the firepower to run that mouth all the way up until he gets a contract.
And that's the thing too, man. They couldn't wait.
They couldn't wait.
Jones haters, they couldn't wait. They've been holding it in.
But that's the thing about it is like I'm sitting there like it's ruining my game experience to watch the game. It's ruining because like in the back of my mind, I'm sitting there thinking about these idiots who have no life, just sitting there waiting to bitch and moan about how Daniel ain't the guy. And like we done figured out he the guy. But I guess that, you know what I'm saying? Like it ruins my viewing pleasure. You ruining my movie for me.
Agreed.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
and Pistol, this goes back to what I was saying, man. All applications are denied throughout the process of the offseason because I need to see how y'all act. All you Daniel Jones newcomers, y'all want to hop on the bandwagon. This is why I said I'm not reviewing applications until like week 2 of the season because I want to get through free agency. I want to get through his contract negotiation. I want to get through the draft. I want to get through Brian Dable mind games and training camp. I want to get through all these situations that y'all can't wait to trash Danny for. That's why I said all Daniel Jones bandwagon applications are denied, put on hold till further notice because I don't trust y'all.
They really can't be trusted.
They can't be.
They really can't because they show they ass every chance they get. They really do. I
Every
mean,
freaking chance they get.
how you could watch that game on Saturday night and just straight up point. I don't even know how you would even begin to point the finger at Danny. Like our defense was hot garbage on Saturday night.
Couldn't stop nothing.
Couldn't stop nothing. They did whatever the hell they wanted to do. And like our offense, like we moved the ball, but there were some key mistakes. But I think that's part of the fact that we didn't have the dogs that they had. Like they had more firepower. They had more dudes. Like they just did.
Nah, they did. And the thing too, man, it's like you Daniel Jones got every ounce of that offense. He got every ounce of that offense he
100%.
could.
100%.
You know, by the time we play Philly on Saturday, we tapped out. We squeezed every
Yeah.
ounce of juice out of that damn lemon.
That team went
We
as far
squeezed it.
that team went as far as they could go.
That was it. Yeah, that was as far as
I mean,
we
that's
could go.
as far as it could go. And I know this time last week we were being optimistic, you know, yada yada yada. But then after you watch everything, you see how it all plays out. You realize, you know what, they went as far as they could go. Which,
We
by the
got
way, was still pretty good.
I think Pizzle, what happens is we got reminded of the talent gap.
Yes.
You know, we got reminded of the talent gap. You see, because the thing is, and I've been saying this in my videos, like the Giants are if studs and duds or stars and scrubs was a person, it'd be the Giants. Like if your name isn't like Kayvon or Dexter Lawrence, on defense you probably stink. On offense, if you ain't Danny or Saquon, you probably stink.
Well,
So it's like
let me say this, because I think it goes hand in hand with the priority list of where people fall in terms of signing them for the future. Like you talking about, like you just named a couple names. Like there's a lot of guys on the Giants that technically are expendable.
80% of this roster is
There's
expendable.
a lot of guys, and like I've even seen some guys, debating today about some of them dudes, and I'm like, man, that guy's expendable. Like why you even talking about him? And I'll share that stuff. But I wanted to make this point too because I didn't want to forget. The Giants were a top 4 NFC team. Like they
Yep.
were. They would have won the NFC North. They would have
Yep.
won the NFC South.
Yep.
I don't know. They probably weren't going to win the NFC West because of the 49ers. And then obviously they didn't win the East. But when you look at the totality of the conference, they were one of the best 4 teams. Like that wasn't a fluke win against Minnesota.
No, and here's the thing too, right? All right, so I want to address something before we go back to the misery of the Eagle game because we got to let it out, Pizzle. We got to go over this Eagle game, but I want to say something. That Minnesota team was not trash.
No,
They were not trash. Like, I just hate how people want to relegate Minnesota to being trash because the Giants beat them. Tampa was trash. Tampa was barely 500. Did Tampa finish? No, was Tampa 500?
no, they were one game below 500.
Yeah, Tampa was trash. Minnesota still won 13 games. Okay, they still had the best receiver on the planet. They still had Hawkinson, who was an All-Pro, and they had freaking Dalvin Cook, who we know get busy. Like Minnesota was not a bad team. We just matched up perfectly against them, and Daniel Jones showed you what he can do when when it's an even playing field. Like Daniel, like the Giants and Vikings were kind of like an even matchup. You know what I'm saying? So Daniel Jones showed you when the playing field is even, he could do some damage.
Yeah.
Now, when you go play the Eagles, bro, they got backup linemen that will start on our offensive line, bro. They literally got 2 backup linemen. They got like a first round tackle and they got this center who's supposed to be the next Kelsey. They would literally start on our team, bro. They got backup linemen that will start on our offensive line. And
Yeah,
their defensive line, don't even get me, bro. They got 60 sacks alone on the defensive line, 70 on the season, and 60 came on. Outside of Kayvon and Dexter Lawrence, who's starting on their defensive line?
I mean, look, I felt like the Giants were a good team, right? And by the way, too, Fitz, just from a betting standpoint, that they were completely undervalued because they were the number one team against the spread this year. There was no team better against the spread than the New York Football Giants,
Oh yeah, we killed the spread.
which means that the market and majority of people betting were pretty much probably wrong about them most of the time. That the perception was that they weren't as good as because they were underdogs a lot this season.
Not that much though.
No, not that much, but
about half of it. Wait,
there was some games. I mean, you got almost
we
even
were
like
favored versus Detroit. We were favored.
it was not. I mean, there was not a lot of games.
We favored both Washington games. No, wait.
No, I want to say there was one Washington game that I want to say was like a pick 'em.
Both Washington games.
I'd have to go look. I'd have to go look back, but I know that
we still killed the spread, though.
We still killed the spread. We still killed the spread.
Yeah.
We killed the spread. I mean, if you would have just bet the Giants all year long, you made a lot of good money.
A hell of a lot of money.
A hell of a lot of money.
Especially if you're a teaser player.
But they exceeded the perceptions of expectations of others, and all the while being a pretty good team. The problem is that the Eagles and even probably the 49ers, they're just really damn good teams with a lot of depth.
The 49ers would have done to us what the Eagles did.
Probably. Yeah. Like, no,
the same way.
Probably. Now, I don't think the Cowboys were going to do that to us.
No, we actually matched up well against Dallas.
But, I mean, it like, we might have lost all three teams. I don't know. Like, I mean,
we would have lost to Dallas, but it would have been closer because, like, the Giants, all year long, we played Dallas close.
Yeah.
If you look at it realistically, Pizzle, and like, I'm not gonna lie to you, I was humble. I really was humble because we got smoked by Philly in the first quarter, 2 games. We're throwing out the game with the backups. Let's just throw that out. The 2 games where it was starters versus starters, they smoked us in the first quarter.
Yeah.
Like, they smoked us. It wasn't Pizzle, it wasn't close.
No.
The playoff game, Pizzle, by the time I ate 2 of my wings, we was dead. It was over. I got through 2 wings and a couple French fries, and that shit was over. It was over.
I know.
And the thing, too, is this, Pizzle. Brian Dable. Pizzle, you play Madden. I know you play Madden, right?
Yeah.
When you can't stop the other person in Madden, what do you do on offense?
I mean, it depends. Well, yeah, but like, no, I'm glad that you brought up that point because in the moment in time, I didn't realize what Dable was doing, but he basically gave you a tell early in the game that he didn't trust his defense.
Yeah, because, bro, I was like, you got to go, Pistol. You have to go for that because Philly, and this is what I was trying to explain to people on Twitter, you're not going to stop the Eagles, and they will front run like a motherfucker.
Well, no, that's what
with them early.
That's what we're saying was that Dable in that moment basically said, my defense ain't stopping them.
Ain't stopping a damn thing.
Which then goes to the point of understanding priority in the offseason and understanding what needs to happen.
Yep.
You know, there's I'd love to break that stuff down. I know there's not a lot of great things to talk about in terms of what happened on Saturday. It sucked, you know. I mean, it just did, and it was just one of those games. I'm happy that they got back to the playoffs. I think they can build on it, and I think now we can even today, Fisk, say that in the 2023 season, we're expecting them to make the playoffs. We were hopeful. We were hopeful. We were hopeful to start last season or this 2020 season. I know we are this podcast. We were talking about, they're going to win 10 games, which they technically did when you count the Minnesota win.
I count that tie as a win because that damn Feliciano penalty in that Slayton drop. Oh, well, bro,
we were hopeful. We were hopeful, and we were, but now we're not hopeful. We're expecting it. And so that's the biggest change that this season or brought to us is that there's an expectation now of, okay, you made the playoffs. And see, now the expectation now isn't just to get to the playoffs and win it. Now it's to get to the
We're
Super Bowl.
thinking Super Bowl.
Yeah, now
Next
we're thinking
season, we're
Super Bowl.
thinking Super Bowl. Let's call it what it is.
But I think in saying that, there has to be some things that have to take place this offseason in order to get there.
I agree.
You can get Fist. I really do believe the Giants. There's a lot of people that their mindset's different, that they think that they're still in a rebuild right now or something. I truly believe that the Giants, with a few changes, can realistically be in the Super Bowl next season.
So what? Here's all right. So my thing is this: the Philly game is so big of it's a blessing, and the Philly game is a blessing because I think what people need to understand is this: that's the NFC. Like if you look at the two best quarterbacks in the NFC are Daniel Jones and Hurts. That's the NFC. Then you got Purdy, and then you got Matthew Stafford, depending on how healthy he is.
Well, also, Fish, Aaron Rodgers and both Brady, they're moving.
Yeah, they're going to the AFC. They're done. They're out of there.
Well, I mean, I think Brady's going to the AFC, but I don't know.
Now the Packers said they're only trading him to AFC teams. They're only shopping him to the AFC.
Okay. I didn't see that, but okay.
Yeah, they said that they're only going to shop him to the AFC. So that's why if you look, his odds for Vegas and the Jets are sky fucking high because they're saying they don't want to trade him in the NFC and compete against him. That's what the GM was saying.
But, I would like to see Rodgers on the Colts personally, but that's just me.
Yeah, I'm not against that, but well, actually, nah, because they thinking about bringing back Jeff Saturday. I don't know, but here's the deal. Here's the deal, Pizzle. The reason why that game is such a blessing is because that motivates Shane and Dable. So now Shane and Dable know what they know what they need. Your litmus test is the Eagles. So now Shane and Dable know, okay, we got to build our roster to beat the Eagles. The Eagles are the cream of the crop. The Eagles and 49ers are the cream of the crop of the NFC. You know what I'm saying? The Giants have a better quarterback than the 49ers, but the 49er roster is better. So, and you know the Cowboys got to blow it up. The Cowboys are about to blow that whole damn thing up. So now when Joe Shane and Brian Daboll go into the offseason, like Pizzle said, the defense is horrible. They're gonna address the linebackers. That's number one.
Well, that was. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And number two, they're gonna get Daniel Jones some fucking help, bro.
Yeah.
Like he looks so like, bro. There was nothing he could do out there, and like I was listening to some of the beat reporters talk about the game who were at the actual game in Philly, Pizzle, and they said the wide receivers didn't have a chance. They said they were covered. They were blanketed. Because, you know, when you're in the press box, you can see the whole play. We can't see it on TV. But they was like, bro, the wide receivers weren't open. They was like, Daniel Jones actually had time to throw, but there was nobody open. And, you know, Danny's not going to force no bullshit. That's why he don't throw. Because, you know, Danny don't really throw picks like that. So he's not just going to throw some bullshit and get it picked off. But he was like, the beat reporters was like, yo, they weren't open. They didn't stand a damn chance.
Well, I was going to say, and it's kind of like a reverse thing against yourself because technically what the Eagles just did for us by whooping our ass and really doing it the way they did it, they actually gave us the blueprint of what's wrong with our team.
Yep.
Like because our linebackers are terrible or they're horrible.
And kudos to them for that, though, Pizzle.
Yeah, I mean, kudos.
Because that's what Minnesota should have did to us with Dalvin Cook. They should
have. That's. I give Philly credit on that because they didn't beat us by some bullshit. They attacked our weaknesses, and they kept attacking.
Detroit did against us too. Jamal Williams had them 3 rushing touchdowns.
They kept attacking it.
The teams that ran the ball on the Giants beat the Giants. Simple as that.
It's not, and that's what's stupid. That's what's stupid about like people talking about DJ because it ain't the same. Like you put DJ on the Eagles, he cooking on that team like Hurts is cooking.
If you put them on the Cowboys, they still playing right now.
They probably, Dak was terrible.
Daniel Jones, as bad as Daniel Jones, Pizzle. I need your honest opinion. as bad as the Giants looked on Saturday, you can't tell me Dak Prescott looked better than DJ did. DJ in that loss to the Eagles looked better than Dak did.
Fist, I'm
versus the
convinced.
49ers.
I'm convinced at this point, and I've been a big DJ fan, but I'm at the point now where it's like he is in the top 10 discussion of quarterbacks in the league. That's
I
it.
got him top 5.
But I mean that conversation to me is not even a debate. I mean, you can't. I mean, I don't feel like it's even relative. I mean, I don't think you can. And I know this is coming off that Eagle game or whatever, but again, that was a team thing. I mean, they got crushed because the team was just overall piss poor, and they need to address the linebackers. They need to address a handful of things, and as far as the offense goes, they got to get Danny some help. They got to.
We're favorites for Hopkins. I keep hearing these Hopkins trades for the Giants.
Well,
so.
I want to go. I kind of want to go over a list of players and my thoughts on where they are in a priority for me. Do you want to read off a couple super chats?
All right, so
before we kind of get to it,
you want to talk about with the Eagle game? Oh yeah, real quick, because before we get to the super chats, my last thing on the Eagle game. That motherfucker Nick Sirianni, I can't stand.
Oh, I hate him. I hate him too.
Fuck that guy.
Oh, I've never wanted to hit somebody so hard with a chair in my life.
Never before, bro. He's got the most punchable face in the country.
Oh,
why?
I know, man.
So like, here's the thing, right, Pizzle?
He's like embracing the villain role too.
I don't mind the players doing that. Like when the Cowboys jump into the the Old Navy or the Salvation Army
Salvation Army.
I'm cool. Yeah. I'm cool with that because they're the players. I'm cool with that.
Okay.
But the fucking coach who don't even call plays, huh? You don't even call plays. You just stand there.
I know I fucking hate him. I literally.
I mean, my thing is we got some.
Well, this time I'm gonna tell that when they were up 27-0, and then he's out there like we're going for 2. That pissed me off. I mean, I was like, this motherfucker thinks.
Oh, Brian, Brian Dable was fucking steaming.
Oh, I mean,
Dable was not happy.
Steaming, you go up 27-0, and you gonna put up this whole big production, this big show about going for 2.
Doing fake punts and shit. You up by like 30. The fuck out of here, bro. Dude's up by 30 points. What was it, Pistol? Like 4th and 2, and he's doing fake punts and shit, formations and shit. Like, what the fuck, bro?
Yeah, what the fuck? Like, just take your win, bitch.
Exactly. Take your win. And my thing is the camera zooms to him immediately. I mean, you would
because he's looking for it. He's looking for the camera.
They don't show the Eagle celebrations at all. The minute the Eagles scored, they go straight to Sirianni. Yeah. I'm like, have they done this all year? Did I not watch enough Eagle games? What the fuck is going on? Every freaking time they score, Pizzle, I'm thinking we about to see Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown do a 2-step together or something. No, it goes straight to Nick Sirianni.
I know. I know, man. Look, man. I got it. I hate that fucker, man. I hate him.
I don't really hate any Eagle players. Like, it's not like I hated McNabb. I couldn't stand McNabb. Couldn't stand Deshaun Jackson. These Eagle players, maybe because they haven't done it to us yet, I don't really hate them like that. But the coach can't stand Nick Sirianni. Oh, no, I can't stand him. And when the Eagles lose, oh, you already know. Hell have no fury like Fitz Vegas scoring. I can't wait to give it to that fucking stuffed crust Pizza Hut eating motherfucker that he is, bro. Who eats Pizza Hut? Who? You in the middle of you in Philadelphia, and you eating stuffed crust Pizza Hut, all that good Italian pizza you could be getting. You eating Pizza Hut? But anyway,
I know, man.
Run these likes up. We now that we got y'all know how this goes. Me and Pizzle do our opening segment. Then we read off y'all super chats. We about to read these super chats off. Get us to 100 likes. Come on, y'all. Run that like button up. We need 30 more likes. We 180 deep in here, man. Get us them 30 likes, man. Run these likes up for us, fellas. All right, let's get to these super chats. Shout out to Agent Trotsky. Remember, supporting Big Fish is supporting small businesses. Great season, guys. You two have been great. Y'all already made my year. Yeah, you already made my year. Great listening to you guys. And Cop, I hope you stay around. You're an OG. At least stay on the Giants Outsiders. It will suck not to have you two.
No. We're going. Me and Fist already talked about this. I don't know if Fist. I don't know if we want to tell him anybody, but we're for sure next season. Me and Fist gonna be doing this.
Yes,
We've
definitely.
already talked about it. This is a legit thing that's hanging around. Making content and doing podcasts are two different things.
Yeah, completely two different
Completely
things.
two different things.
And at the end of the show, towards the end of the show, Pizzle said something in his video earlier today, the 60 minutes, the 16 minutes. He said something that touched my heart earlier today. And so later in the show, I definitely want to speak on something that Pizzle said in his video. So Pizzle, don't let me forget about that.
Okay. All right.
And shout out to Corey, the Eagle cocksucker that you are. Here's the thing, too, right? This dude Corey was slurping the Cowboys. This dude Corey swear he an Eagle
Corey
fan.
said
The Cowboys is going to the Super Bowl.
Corey's gave us some money this year, and he said a lot of stupid shit.
Yeah, for real, bro. Like we don't, Corey. You can't claim the Eagles. You said the Cowboys is going to the Super Bowl. We got paperwork on you, Corey. We screenshot it. We got paperwork on you, Corey.
I gotta be honest. I was scared. I was scared for a minute. I thought, man, if it's gonna be Cowboys Eagles NFC Championship game, I'll be sad as fuck.
I would too. But here's the thing, though. Like Pizzle and I, we went down with the shit. We said the Giants is gonna beat the Eagles. We didn't care. We went down with the shit. This dude Corey out here picking the Cowboys go to the Super Bowl. And he got like the one of the greatest teams of the decade right now. Dude got like 3 Pro Bowl offensive linemen on his bench. That's freaking disgusting. Like it's just Eagle team is like a freaking college team, bro. Like they backups as 5-star recruits at this freaking point. And they got the 10th pick in the draft. I hate the Eagles, bro.
I know, man. I hate them. They're just like they're just sucks, man.
It really does. The Cowboys are definitely blowing it up though, Corey. Yeah, like the Cowboys are definitely blowing it up. Shout out to Peace of Love is God. Hey guys, love y'all, and we need Higgins and Landry. We don't need no damn Landry. Higgins, okay.
Is he talking about Jarvis Landry?
Yeah, that's the only Landry
Man,
I know.
hell no.
We don't need that corpse. I've ever just bring that Sterling Shepard at that point. But nah, Higgins would be a good look. But the thing is this, though. Like, I want Higgins, but I have a feeling. I just have a feeling that owner, I think Joe Burrow, this is the first time that ownership has had a Burrow, if that makes sense. Like, I think he's going to spend. I think because Burrow is so great, I actually think that owner might spend money. I think he's been cheap because, like, it's one thing when it's Carson Palmer and Andy Dalton. It's another thing when you got like arguably the best quarterback in the league in Burrow. Arguably, you know that's a different ball game. It's easy to open up that checkbook, Pizzle, when you know.
The crazy thing is Burrow, you could argue, might be the best quarterback in the league.
We're gonna find out on Sunday.
I mean, he might be. By the way, I think my pick this week, just because the Giants ain't playing, don't mean I ain't got a pick, Fist.
Same.
It's gonna be in that game.
Okay.
So going a little teaser there.
Okay.
A little teaser.
Shout out to Luis Martinez. Daniel Jones lost a little stock after the Eagle game, in my opinion, but Dable will make him a killer next season. No,
how did he lose stock?
Daniel Jones,
like, I mean, he did throw an interception, but Fish just told you, Fish just told you that every beat writer there, nobody was open. The defense wasn't stopping nobody.
Not a damn.
We weren't gonna stop the Eagles. Like Danny couldn't. I mean, what was he gonna do? Put up 35 points with that against that defense with our crew? Evan Neal had a terrible game too. Reddick's out there just cooking his ass. Danny getting hit. Like, I don't know how you say Danny's stock, in my opinion, the last month went through the damn roof.
And we're gonna talk about his contract. My boy Danny want his money. Danny is like, y'all got me out here throwing the bums,
But
can't get
Fist,
no blocking.
here, I wanted to say this, but I'm gonna put it right here. There's a priority list of guys that's on the team, and make no mistake about it. I know that a report came out about Saquon. They offered Saquon a contract during the bye week, which I got an opinion about that. But make no mistake about it. Priority number one is Daniel Jones.
Yeah, they made that abundantly clear too.
That's
They
priority number one. Let's make it crystal clear. How you want to organize the rest of the list after that is kind of up to you. I have my own personal list, but I'll tell you that Danny is number one.
Yeah, and they
Let's
made
make
that
no
clear.
he the main chick. Everybody else is a side piece.
Facts. Shout out to Notorious Dre. Pat Shermer as OC of Kafka leaves. I like it.
I don't think it happens though. Here's the thing. I don't think
It might.
Kafka.
They're both Andy Reid guys.
I don't think Kafka is getting a head coaching job. And if he does, I'll be blown away.
Stranger things have happened, Pizzle.
I know, but I just don't.
Time interviewing in Houston, so stranger things have happened.
I just don't see that happening just yet. I think he's a year away.
Bro, Wink's not getting a job because he's old and he's a defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
But the Kafka thing, bro, Kafka is, how do I say this without disrespecting Kafka? How do I say this? He's the type. He's the wave. Kafka is the epitome of Brandon Staley, Zach Taylor, the dude in Minnesota, the guy in
I agree with what you're saying.
The young offensive coordinator, bro.
How many jobs?
The guy.
How many jobs are available? There's the Colts job, 7. Texans, Broncos.
But I don't want. But you get what I'm saying.
The problem, the thing about it is,
random offensive coordinator that just gets a job out of nowhere.
I understand that, but I don't think there's enough jobs that guarantees that he's going to be gone. Sean Payton's going to get one of those jobs.
No, he's not. Sean Payton said he's staying in the booth.
Man, I don't believe him.
I think you know why I believe.
I don't believe that fucker for nothing.
Because he wants that fucking Charger job, or he wanted Dallas. He didn't want he wanted a.
You think so?
Herbert. Yes, absolutely.
Why would he want the Dallas job though?
Because it's the Cowboys.
He wants to coach the Cowboys.
You know, and remember, he was the offensive coordinator in Dallas. So he's always wanted to coach Dallas.
I mean, I could see that.
Because at the end of the day, bro, he could have had Denver, he turned it down. He could have had Arizona, he turned that down. He obviously has his eye. I think he really wants Justin Herbert. I think that's the one he really wants. But damn, what was I just saying? Yeah, Mike Kafka. Back to Mike Kafka. Pizzle. Who the fuck was Mike McDaniels when the Dolphins hired him? Who the fuck what's the head coach name in Minnesota, Pizzle? I don't even remember his name, but the guy in Minnesota, who the hell was he? They're plucking these guys, these offensive coordinators, bro. Mike Kafka is no different than these random offensive coordinators that get hired every offseason. He's no different. That's just the new wave, bro. They get these young guys in their mid-30s. Hey, Kevin O'Connell. They get these young guys in their mid-30s who are labeled offensive genius. You got to have the offensive genius label. Can't forget that part. And then they give them jobs. Like, that's just...
I mean, maybe. I still think there's got to be a narrative that it's Dable.
Hell, Brian Leftwich had the Jacksonville job if he didn't hate the GM. He was supposed to get the Jacksonville job last year, but he didn't want to work with
that shit is falling apart too.
Facts. So that's just normally how it goes, bro.
Because Leftwich, it was looking like he was going to be a head coach.
Yeah, he should have took the job. And as a black man, I'm disappointed in him because, I'm sorry, but as a black man, I'm disappointed in Leftwich because young black head coaches don't get opportunities like that. And he turned it down because he didn't want to work with the GM. Like, Leftwich, who the fuck are you? Who are you to pick your GM? You ain't Sean Payton. So I'm looking at Leftwich like, you dumbass nigga. Like you could have been coaching Trevor Lawrence, but instead you turned it down. Like I don't,
And you
for the life of me, like, bro, black head coaches don't get that kind of opportunity, and you threw it away because you didn't like the GM. You not that dude yet, bro. You're not Mike Tomlin. You're not just gonna pick your own GM, and now you fired. And now you gonna go back to the bottom of the barrel. You're gonna be a quarterback coach somewhere, probably. I'm just
Yeah, I
like,
mean, we'll
yo.
see. We'll see what happens with Kafka. We'll see. I felt like he was still a year away from.
I mean, we'll see, but Pizzle, I want him to leave. I want Kafka to go. I want him to get a head coaching job. Nothing personal, Kafka, but Brian Dable's the best play caller in football. And the fact that Brian Dable sits on the sideline with his headset on and just curses out referees all game, it bothers me. I would love to see what Danny looks like under the master. Not Kafka, not the pupil, but I would love to see what Brian Dable does with Daniel Jones in the offense if he's the one calling the plays. So maybe Pizzle, my
I
Mike
don't think he would.
Kafka.
It would be interesting to see what would happen. I would be interested.
That's really what it is. I'm trying to speak Kafka getting a job into existence, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Okay.
And I just saw somebody say Daniel Jones in another offense. No, bro.
No,
It's the same
I
Dable's
don't. Yeah,
offense.
yeah. I don't subscribe to that theory that I've heard. They're like, hey, Jones and another. No, I think Kafka was playing off of what Dable had created.
Yes, that's Dable. That looked a lot like Buffalo. There was a lot that was very Buffalo-esque what we did, the second half of the year, which we're gonna talk about when we talk about Saquon. But shout out to Corey. He says, I told you your days are numbered. Know your place. Corey, I will smack the fire off
Why
your
is he
profile
talking
picture.
like that?
Corey's slow, bro. Don't pay him no mind, bro. Corey on a short bus, bro. We ain't paying him no attention. Shout out to Cactus Jack. Lakers in the house. Yo, Fisk, I don't know if you heard, but a radio host in Texas wished injury on McCaffrey, and Pollard ended up getting hurt. What? Karma. Also, Eagle fans mad annoying right now. I'm not gonna say I've never wished injury on a player, but not, if you gonna wish injury on the player, can it at least be in a playoff game or when you playing the player? Why you wish an injury on a player? You have nothing to do with the game. You in Texas. Ain't a Texas team. Like, what?
He was talking. He was probably talking about the 49er and Cowboy game.
Oh, he said
Yeah.
we wish injury on McCaffrey and
Yeah.
Pollard got hurt.
Because when Tony Pollard got hurt in that Cowboy game, it's like their offense went to shit.
Oh, I thought he meant he wished injury on both of them. Oh, I read it wrong. Oh, yeah, that's what he get. That's karma. Yeah, you right. Yeah, you right, Cactus Jack. That's what he get. And don't worry, Eagle fans gonna get days on Sunday. Don't even worry about it. I'm not sold on it. My thing with that Eagle team is they're stacked and they bully on teams like the Giants. I want to see what they look like, Pizzle, when they got to play a roster that's every bit as good as theirs.
Yeah,
I
because
just want to see what they look like, bro.
they'll have to do that the next two games,
Because
assuming they beat the 49ers.
it's easy to look good against the Giants. I want to see how good you look when the 49ers got more weapons than you got. You know?
No, 100%. I mean, that's
Lane Johnson be bullying all the Giants. I want to see him bully Nick Bosa. Bully him.
Yeah, I
Shut
know.
up.
Like, and look, I love good trash talk, but like Brandon Graham coming out there talking that shit.
Oh, did you hear
Like,
what
come
Jalen
on,
Hurts
dude.
said?
Come on, dude. Like, you got the power team. Like, you got the big team. Like, don't be talking all that big boy shit.
And did you hear what that freaking Jalen Hurts said? He called it a scrimmage. He's like, it was like playing a scrimmage.
Oh my god.
Yo, you know what? I'm telling you, you know what? It's all good, Pizzle, because the Giants next season, we gonna get even. I think this is the Daniel Jones versus Jalen Hurts is about to be a bloodbath for like the next decade, bro. Daniel
Oh,
Jones versus Jalen Hurts is gonna be a bloodbath.
yeah. Danny gonna remember that. Danny gonna remember that because he showed you he remembers shit when he played Trevor Lawrence and the Jags this season.
Shit, ask Joe Shane and Brian Dable if Daniel Jones got a long memory. He still got that 5th-year option.
They gonna look. Eagles got us. Good for them. They better win it this year, because I'm telling you, the Giants are coming next year on the ass.
Absolutely,
They are. I mean, that's just Dable has enough bulletin board material to fill up the whole damn bulletin board with the Eagles.
facts. And our whole team basically coming back because, like, all of our relevant players are coming back. Put it that way. Like, all of our relevant players are coming back. Shout out to Brian Roman. Brian Roman says, we got to check these Giants fans on Twitter Spaces talking spicy about DJ.
Oh, God.
And Nick Wright couldn't name 10 quarterbacks better than him. Look,
let me tell you something, Fizz. If the Matrix wanted to come pick me up one day and throw me in a white padded room and forced me to listen to the Twitter Spaces with them talking in there, that would be torture for me.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
Because some of the dumb shit that I hear in there, I heard this one, I don't want to name his name, but he's let's just say his last name starts with an A and his first name starts with an A. He said, and I couldn't believe it. My head exploded. He said, if Kafka leaves and Barkley goes, we might as well move on from Jones.
Huh?
Yeah, that's what I said. Huh? Like, what are you smoking over there? Like it used to be back in the day, back in the old days of YouTube. You used to say shit to like somebody like that was terrible. You'd say, "Hey, my man, you need to cam down. Like, cam down. Don't cam up, cam down." And like some of these people, they need to Twitter down. Like, you done said enough stupid shit on this app that you don't even need to come back. It's just crazy to me. I don't know.
Twitter Spaces, Pizzle. Them Twitter Spaces is part of the reason why I don't do call-in shows.
Man,
because I ain't got the bro. My mouth is reckless. I ain't got the patience, man. They be done said some dumb shit to me and they get cursed the fuck out.
Hey,
I'm definitely cursing out whoever said that.
I can't even stay in those things longer than like 2 or 3 minutes before I'm just like, fuck this, I'm out.
I don't go in them. There's no point in me going in them. I'm blackballed. I'd go in there and get blocked immediately. There's no point in me even trying to go into one of those. But shout out to LA. Remember, supporting Big Fisk is supporting small businesses. If this is it for you, Pizzle, thank you for being the George Washington of New York Giants YouTube. And yes, Fisk, that makes you Abraham Lincoln. Oh, we got the
damn.
We got to redo this analogy, but
with the damn founding fathers.
I mean, Abraham Lincoln was an ugly motherfucker, bro. I ain't never been that ugly though. Like, you can't compare me to, like, nah, bro. Like, Pizzle can be George Washington, but like, make me like, ain't none of these presidents been sexy. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know. We gonna redo that analogy, but he says our season, no matter what, how you slice it, is a resounding success. And F. Frank Joseph. Who is Frank Joseph?
Frank Joseph is my stalker.
Oh, he the dude.
This motherfucker, Fisk. He emailed my cousin the other day. My cousin, and you know how us Southern people are. We got cousins everywhere.
Facts.
And of course it didn't start no drama or anything like that. But it's like, hey, do you know about this? And it's like, yeah, it's kind of weird, ain't it? And so it's some creepy shit out there. See, that's like it's like one of them things too. And I'm gonna tell you this. So well, no, I ain't gonna say it because I shouldn't put it out there. I'm not gonna put it out there. But yeah, I mean, there's some. I got a guy on my ass that is creepy as it gets.
And you know what, Pizzle? Once again, this is why I don't show my face. I keep Fist Vegas and my private life completely apart from each other. The best part about being Fist Vegas and like the difference between Fist Vegas and Kyle Pizzle is Kyle Pizzle. Everybody know what he looks like, what his family looks like. He can't turn off Kyle Pizzle. Fist Vegas is a mask and a shield. When this live stream goes off, I am no longer Fist Vegas. It's it. I'm no longer him. I unplugged from the Matrix. And that's the best part about me never showing my face. That's the best part of me never turning on my camera is I don't have to worry about the dumb shit that you're going through or some of the shit that EDP went through or some of these YouTube, what was it, the TTC
Well,
or whatever?
I'm gonna tell you this, and I'm not gonna say any names, but he's coming after other guys because
Yeah, like,
because he asked me for information on other guys, and I wasn't putting it out.
and that's my thing too. Like I done seen people on YouTube get doxxed and stuff like that. Their home addresses leaked,
Yeah.
police files leaked and shit like that. Nah, man, like I love being able to turn off Fist Vegas. It's a beautiful thing. The minute I show my face or the minute I know get a glimpse into my personal life, I always gotta be Fist Vegas. And I don't want to always be Fist Vegas. I'm good. I'm good. You got Paul Levesque, you got Triple H, you got Dwayne Johnson, you got The Rock. I like to keep them separate. Shout out to Donnie. If Jalen Hurts keeps grinding, working hard, and reaching his potential, I fully believe one day he could be as good as Tyrod Taylor. Facts. Facts. Dang on man. Dang on Jalen Hurts, bro. Yo, dudes is real tough till they gotta play somebody as good as them, man. I cannot wait for Sunday Pizzle. I can't wait, man, because all I could think about when the Eagles is beating the Giants is I'm like, yo, y'all not this good, bro. Y'all really not. You're not gonna do this to the Cowboys because the Cowboys hung 40 on them.
Yeah.
As bad as Dak looked, Pizzle, he just hung 40 on them like 3 weeks ago. So I'm like, this Eagle team, when they play teams in they weight class, Pizzle, they never look this dominant, dog. Never.
Look. Oh, fuck them, man. They tattooed that ass, but fuck them, man. That's all.
Facts. Shout out to Corey. Hurts Manor rating at 86. That's it.
Who gives a fuck, Corey?
Yeah, who gives a fuck? But that's it.
Everybody knows that Madden ratings are illegitimate, man. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, because they want you to play mutton by cards. So them
why are you even bringing that up? That's like you sound like a 12-year-old.
He might be 12.
Fuck.
Shout out to Tyron Underwood. We ran the same offense as the 49ers the last half of the season. Only difference is we didn't feature Saquon like they do CMC. No, we didn't. No, we didn't. Tyrone. No, bro.
Tyrone.
We run the Buffalo offense / Kansas City motion trick play shit. Like we run a mixture of Kansas City and Buffalo's offense. Our offense looks nothing like that offense in San Francisco. Two completely different things. Remember, they feature the tight end in San Francisco. Kittle gets busy. We don't feature our tight ends at all because we ain't got one. Which is why I wouldn't be shocked if we take that what's his name from Notre Dame, Mayak or Myrock or something like that.
Yeah.
Mayak.
Yeah.
If he's there at 25, which I doubt it, I wouldn't be shocked if we took him. Because it would help Danny a lot if he had like a security blanket tight end. It'd help a lot. But now we run two completely different offenses.
I will see. I mean, I think the Giants probably go receiver, but we'll see.
I doubt it. I think we're trading for our wide receiver. Like it's still too early to tell, but I think I personally think at 25 we're going middle linebacker or corner. I think Shane's just gonna trade for our star receiver because I low-key think they're gonna want to bring Hodgkins back to be our 2. And remember, he just drafted Wandale in the second last round. So like I'm thinking Pizzle, like I said, it's still early, but I'm thinking our starting wide receivers next year will probably be Wandale, Hodgkins, and Hopkins. Probably.
I don't know if I see them trading for a receiver. I don't see them really bringing in a lot of free agent kind of guys in general because there's so much that they have to do in-house. But there's no question that they really need to hit on their draft picks and maybe bring in a few free agents to help out. To me, as much as there's a priority for receivers, there's a major priority for linebackers.
Which is why I think he would trade for the receiver and draft that inside linebacker first. At 25, I think he goes inside backer. Because we have
Yeah,
to
I
fix
mean,
that pencil. We
they have
have
to. Yeah.
fix
And
that.
look, I mean, Darren Beavers is still there. My only issue with Darren Beavers is, and I thought he was good in college. Of course, we got him in the I think it was the 7th round last year, um, out of Cincinnati. He was he was good in college, um, but when I look at the totality of Shane's draft picks, I didn't really love his draft last year. Like, I mean, I like some of the guys, like Kayvon. Really, shined to me. Like, he did great. Evan Neal has got to have a much better sophomore
Andrew
year.
Thomas never looked that bad his rookie year, by
He,
the way.
I and I, you know, I, yeah, you're right. I didn't love. As I thought I'd like Micah McFadden a little more. Flott, obviously, he had some decent little moments. He had some moments last year or this past season that I liked, so I thought he was a pretty good pick. I thought Kayvon was a good pick, but my little baby doll could have picked Kayvon.
Yeah.
Some of the other guys, like, I just don't know how great his draft. Like,
Wandale is a beast. Wandale
Wandale
really
could be
came
good,
on.
but
Wandale,
what if he's Sterling Shepard again?
I don't want to put that in the atmosphere.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, I need Wandale, like, to be able to stay healthy and play. Like, yeah, I think he can be a beast. But when you look at his first draft, and I'm not gonna hold it against him because that was technically his first draft as a general manager, right? I mean, first crack at it, you're not gonna be good. You're not always gonna be good the first try. So this upcoming draft, like, I need him to show me, like, look, I can draft, like, I can do it.
Let's see if he's as good as Gettleman at picking
Let's
talent.
see. I didn't want to say it.
He
I didn't want
picked
to
the
say
coach.
it.
Let's see how
You
good he is at
motherfucking
picking the
said it,
talent.
but I didn't want, like, Gettleman had his imperfections, but that motherfucker could draft.
He could draft like he could draft his ass off.
He
So
could
let's
draft.
see. But like me and Boogie was talking about it. Shout out to Boogie. Boogie made a good point. We're probably just gonna sign like 5 Buffalo players in free agency. Tremont Edwards. Don't be shocked if they let go of Julian Love or bring in Poyer from Buffalo. Don't be
Well,
shocked.
see, I don't. I think Julian Love's gonna go.
Yeah,
I mean,
I think they will probably let him walk
I
and then
like
bring in Poyer from Buffalo.
I like Julian Love, but he's undersized.
Couldn't
He
tackle for shit versus the
he
Eagles.
he had some bad moments. So I thought he had a good year. Thought he had his best year, but that wasn't enough for me to bring him back, honestly. Um, Let me give you my priority list, Fisk.
Well,
Can I
hold on.
give it? Okay,
Let's
go ahead.
catch up on
Because
these,
I
man.
because
We
I
still
got
got like 2 minutes.
it's a huge point, and I want to make sure I make it. But go ahead.
All right, let's get through these chat. We got like 9 of them. Shout out to Corey. Fisk unit gonna be sick when Philly wins it all. No, Fisk unit gonna
Corey
be
needs
doing.
he's got his fucking daddy's credit card, and he needs to stop.
Well, no. He don't need to stop that. He just need to get smarter. Nah, keep swiping that credit
Yeah,
card.
yeah. Keep giving us your daddy's money.
Yeah, it's tax season. I need all the money I can get because I owe taxes. I
I'm
don't get
sorry.
refunds. I
I'm
owe taxes.
sorry. I fucked up, Fizz. I'm sorry.
I need all help is appreciated. But shout out to Agent Trotsky. Don't know if you guys following the draft yet, but I think we should trade up and grab that wide receiver Addison. Great route tech and has great hands.
Look, I think I will say this. There's a lot of Fisk, and I don't want to go too big into it, but there's a good draft there's a good receiver draft. Like, there's a lot of good, I think, good good receivers in this draft. So the great thing is the Giants, I think, will be able to get a playmaker, whether it's him, whether it's any other guys. I think the Giants can get a really nice receiver. And with Dable at the helm, I'm glad he's there because I think he will be a good talent evaluator for receivers.
Agreed.
So I'm excited about what they could bring in.
Agreed. Shout out to Corey. Cop, you was on Eagles Instagram the other day.
I know they cooked my ass.
Yeah, I think I saw you tweeted on Twitter or some
Yeah,
shit like
I
that.
was in. Yeah, it was. And like I'm gonna tell you what, Phil. Like I got to be honest with you. Like it was kind of there's Eagles content creators that would die to have just a second on an Eagles Instagram page. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
so to be able to make content that was good enough to get to that point, like it makes me feel good, even if they try to make fun of me.
Oh, I completely understand.
You know what I'm saying? It's like I the I looked at it like kind of whatever, but the kid in me, if you would have told little Pizzle, like when I was about 11 years old, whatever, that he was going to the Eagles were going to be making fun of, he would have been so damn excited. He would have been like, hell yeah, like they know who the fuck I am. Like they would have loved it. So just like the older me now is just like whatever, y'all go ahead and get y'all's laugh in. But it was cool. Like they cooked my ass, but that's cool. It's whatever.
Word. Shout out to Leo Stunts. Remember, supporting Big Fisk and supporting small businesses. What's good, fellas? This was definitely one of the best seasons we've had in a while. That loss sucked, but it was a blessing in disguise. Now Joe needs to really work his magic. He has some money, draft picks, and Daniel Jones. Hashtag G-Man. Well, yeah.
That was a good super chat.
Great super chat. You gotta understand, man. This is his first chance to be a GM. Because last year we were
Yeah.
so cap strapped, he really couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
So this year he actually gets to.
He got to show us something.
Yeah, he gets to do some things.
No
this year.
excuses. No
Yeah.
excuses.
No excuse. He gets to do some things this year. Because last year the cap was an issue and all this other stuff. This year he actually gets to go out here and do what he wants to do. He's got.
We can actually judge him.
Yes, we can judge him this year. He's got cap space. He's got multiple picks because of the Tony trade. Like, we gonna see what he do, Leo. I have faith because we got a quarterback. So long as we got Daniel Jones and Dable,
Yep.
I got faith. It's gonna be hard for Joe Shane to mess it up so much when you got Jones and Dable. So we good.
That's a good super chat, though.
Shout out to Zach. Remember, supporting Big Fisk is supporting small businesses. Centennial, those dirty Eagles are turning in a 49ers fan Sunday. I'm sick to my stomach, Fisk. Cry, Eagles, cry. Yeah, we all gonna be rooting for the 49ers, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I think Nick, and there's a piece of me too that thinks the world outside of Philly hates Nick Sirianni. Nick Sirianni is just so free. I never minded Pete Carroll being animated on the sideline. That never bothered me. But Nick Sirianni he's fresh out of a damn movie, bro. He's too much. Like they were trying to compare him to Pete Carroll. I was like, Pete Carroll never bothered me. It was never over the top of Pete Carroll on the sideline. He chewed gum. He was rah-rah with his players, but he was never a character on the sideline. Nick Sirianni is marching up and down the sideline like he's General Custer about to march into battle or something. And then he's bobbing his head and he's just like, shut up, bro. He got more touchdown celebrations than the players do. Nah, Nick Sirianni got to go, bro. Like, I just want him to lose. I don't even care. I just want him to lose. I want him to be on the sideline.
He needs to get humbled.
He need to be humble. Yes,
yeah,
exactly.
He need to be humbled.
Because he doing the most, man. Sick of Nick Sirianni. Shout out to Christian Cologne. Sims getting heat saying DJ better passer than Hurts. He is. Hurts don't do anything better than Daniel Jones on that football
field.
field.
I know it's hard, like, for people to, like, he's a better quarterback.
He's a better quarterback. There's nothing Hurts does on a football field better than Daniel Jones. Nothing. Even a scrambling perspective, Daniel Jones had over 700 rushing yards. There's nothing Hurts does head and shoulders better than Danny. Nothing. It's okay to say it. There's nothing he does head and shoulders better than Danny. Nothing. Except dress. I give him that. Shout out to Yorkie. Remember, supporting Big Fisk is supporting small businesses. Hey, Fisk and Pizzle, can you rank the Giants' off-season needs after re-signing their players? My one is what? Okay, 1 wide receiver,
Mm-hmm.
2 total linebacker overhaul, 3 multiple interior offensive linemen, and 4 DBs. Also cut Galladay with structurally up. So there you go, Pizzle. He teed you up.
Yeah, I mean, so I actually, his list isn't bad there, in my opinion. That's a good super chat, by the way. I think the thing is we have to answer the question of what players are we actually bringing back. Yeah, Galladay got to go, Fizz. He got to
He's
go.
gone.
He
We
got to
know
go.
that. He's gone.
He got to go. We got to figure out who the hell we bringing back, and then at that point reassess positional value and things like that. To me, Danny's priority number one. Make sure, because Fizz, if let's just for the sake of argument say we let Danny walk, that becomes the number one thing is, oh shit, we got to get a quarterback. You're not going into next season with Tyrod Taylor as your starting quarterback. Stop it.
Nope.
That ain't happening. So like that becomes priority number one. So to me, Danny, whether you sign him or you don't sign him, the quarterback, like that's priority. Like you got to figure that out first. To me, this isn't even about this offseason, Fist. It's about this offseason, next offseason, potentially one after that. When you look at the priority players on this team, in my opinion, it's Daniel Jones, and I'm gonna ruffle some feathers here. It's Daniel Jones, it's Andrew Thomas, it's Dexter Lawrence, it's Xavier McKinney, and then it might be Saquon Barkley.
Agreed.
And then obviously, I mean, Kayvon's obviously new, so like I'm not saying
You
he's
ain't got to
not.
worry about him.
I'm
Yeah,
not
for a
worried about
while.
him, but when you list those guys, they're the priority. And I understand Barkley's already been offered a contract of what, $12 million during the bye week. Fisk, come on, baby. We
I
know,
mean,
we know when you talk in business with somebody, the first person that budges, they set the table up for the rest of the discussion, right? So if you and I are trying to discuss a deal, like I'm gonna sell a car to you or something. Well, the price is, whoever budgets first is gonna set the whole where we're gonna go with it, right? And in
right.
my opinion, the fact that the team is the one that gave him the number first tells me like, hey, that's the number, my man. We ain't going nowhere else. We're gonna try to go. We're gonna have lock you up now. That way you can feel safe and secure. You've got the rest of these games this season, but you know that you can stay with us. Like they tried to sneak that in on him, and he declined that. Think about that for a second. They were going to give him a contract at the bye week with still half the season to go. What is that doing? That's giving you security that if you get hurt this second half, don't worry about it because you already got a contract. Because see, if you get hurt, let's say if Saquon would have tore his ACL or something, God forbid, against the Eagles, you ain't got no contract. And who the hell's gonna want you after that? You see what I'm saying? So they were trying to do a good thing by, hey, let's go ahead and get this contract, Saquon. We can get you at 12. You can have security. Even if you get hurt the second half of the season, you can still have security. He declined that. They're not going any higher than 12, Fisk.
Oh, I know.
They're not going up to 16. It ain't happening. They gave you their number. It was 12. That's it. So to me, you cannot overpay Saquon. I'm not saying I don't
They're
want
not.
Saquon, but you cannot overpay Saquon because you have to pay Andrew Thomas. You have to pay Xavier McKinney. You have to pay Dexter Lawrence. You already know you got to pay Danny. You have to pay these dudes. You can't get rid you have to keep Andrew Thomas, Fist, and he's going to get a fat contract. To me, Xavier McKinney's the leader of the defense. Dexter Lawrence is coming off of a season that he looked like damn near Aaron Donald out there.
I'm
When
not.
running backs are dime a dozen, we know this. There's
I
no
doubt.
way. Look, I'm all for bringing back Saquon, but you cannot overpay for him. You can't do it because if you do it, you're gonna fuck up something else.
Pizzle, I doubt he's coming back. I doubt
I
it.
don't think he is.
If you watch the press conference, bro, all they kept talking about was positional value, the right price, and all this other shit. Every time they mentioned Saquon, it wasn't glowingly. It was Daniel Jones, the one that they was like, yeah, we're bringing him back. Saquon, it was like, well, we got to see what the cap is, positional value. We're gonna negotiate all this other shit. They're not bringing Saquon back. I doubt it.
But that's what needs to be done. Put out clear, Fist, is that he's not the priority.
No, they can't do that because they got to play.
They tried to do him right in the bye week.
They got to still placate to the fan base. They got to be the good guys.
No, I get that.
They're not going to be assholes and say, "Oh, we're not bringing them back." They got to still try to make it seem like
I understand that, but he ain't
know?
getting Chris McCaffrey money.
No running back is ever getting that money. No running back. No running back's getting that. Him and Kamara are outliers, which is why they offer him 12. That's Nick Chubb money. They offered him Nick Chubb, Derrick Henry money. That $12 million. In my humble opinion, Saquon should have took it because you're not going to get better than that. Nobody's giving you that Kamara McCaffrey deal. Like,
here's the other thing too, is he's not I hate to say he's still good, but he's not. The 2018 version of him is gone.
Yeah, but Pizzle, it has nothing to do with how good he is. I don't give a fuck if he was Barry Sanders. We don't need him. The Giants have no interest in running the ball. None. We don't need him. You saw that the last half of the season. The minute they realized that Daniel Jones was that dude, we threw the ball every damn play, throwing the bombs. Now, what you think Dable going to dial up? What you think Dable and Kafka going to call when we go get Hopkins and another first-round receiver? You really think they're going to run the ball?
Well, that's the thing about it is, Fitz, is you're going to have to make a hard decision. If you can let this Saquon contract just go away, if you can just forget about him for a second, you can bring something else in and add value to a position group.
They're not. I doubt they bring in Saquon.
If you pay all them people, Fist, all them guys, you're not changing anything.
Now, Mara might want to bring Saquon back because he's our highest popular play. It would, from a business perspective, I can understand bringing back Saquon, but from a football perspective, we don't.
I don't even think from a business perspective that
well, he is almost popular.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, but I don't see it happening. If he gets a contract, if he's the first one to get a contract, I'll be shocked.
Nah, they're gonna get rid of Danny first because they have to sign Danny. They can't do shit until they sign him. Literally, they have no cap space until they sign Danny. But let's get these super chats. Shout out to Tyrone Underwood, Brock Bowers, tight end out of Georgia in the first round.
Yeah, I like Bowers. By the way, Bellinger was kind of mid this year.
He was very mid.
He was mid.
Shout out to Jamil the King. What up, Jamil? Shout out to Big Fisk and Pizzle, best podcast out. You know the vibes.
Thanks, Jamil.
Shout out to Tyrone. Tyrone says you don't run the ball 9 times to Saquon versus Philly. They fell in love with Danny and would pay and wound up playing Philly's tempo. We should have controlled the clock. That's not what Dable and Kafka want to do. They want to throw the ball. They don't want to run the ball 35 times like they were doing to start the season. That's not what they do. Brian Dable never ran the ball in Buffalo. They never run the ball in Kansas City. Kafka was the pass game coordinator in Kansas City. What you saw from the Giants the last 8 weeks of the season, Pizzle, that's what they always wanted to be. They just didn't have a wide receivers to execute it. But if you think we throw the ball a lot now with bum receivers, what the fuck you think you're gonna do when we get some good players in here? We're never running the ball. That's not what they want to do. It's not.
It's almost like they used the run game because Danny was a big part of it to just to throw a change up in there once in a while.
Once they realized that Daniel Jones he knew the book, and they realized Daniel Jones was great. Once they realized how good Daniel Jones was, because I don't think they realized how good he was when they got there. Once they saw how good he was, they was like, fuck that, we throwing the ball. Because what it is Pizzle, after the Houston game, he didn't have 120 carry game. He didn't have 100-yard game after Houston. Houston was Saquon's last good game. He had a lot of touchdowns because, we was in the red zone a lot, but they didn't use him. The offense ran through Daniel Jones for the last half of the season.
No, they really did, and I agree with you on something. On that point of, I don't think they realized what Daniel Jones was.
They didn't. And once they did, that's when you started to see the Josh Allen plays where he's in shotgun and he's running and now you see them throwing them deep crosses and shit. Like the offense we ran the last half of the season, that was Brian, that was Buffalo, that was Kansas City. Those motion plays out of the backfield to Saquon and shit, that's what they do with Jerick McKinnon in Kansas City. We started really running the creative offense that they want to run. They didn't want to run that
No.
bullshit I form dumb shit we was running to start the season. They didn't want to run that. The minute they had a competent wide receiver in Hodgkins, they was like, okay, we gonna pass this ball, and that's what they did. Numbers don't lie, Pizzle. That dude
Oh, I know.
Saquon, he got no carries the second half of the season. Numbers don't lie. And here's the thing, too, Pizzle. This is how you know they don't want to use Saquon. Because what did Jerry Jones do when he knew he wasn't going to bring back DeMarco Murray? He ran him into the ground. What did the Steelers do when they knew they wouldn't bring back Le'Veon Bell? They ran him into the ground. The Giants could have literally ran Saquon into the ground and let him hit free agency. They didn't do that. They said, nah, we just going to run our offense with Daniel Jones because that's what we want to do. We're not going to force feed Saquon. We're not going to run him into the ground because we're not going to keep him. No, we're going to run our offense the way we originally envisioned running it when we had Kadarius Toney and God, we thought Galladay was good and all this other shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I it's so weird to hear you say that because it's like I listen to everyone else. It's like, oh, Saquon's the team, or Saquon's the guy, Saquon's this, Saquon's that, and I'm like, God, can somebody just see it the way I see it once in a
Yeah,
while?
watch the game.
I mean, do you watch the games at all? Like, what the hell are you talking about? So,
I mean, all you got to do is just put in go put in the Chicago tape. Go watch the Chicago game, and then go watch us
hell,
play.
why? I think watch the Minnesota game
Yeah, then go watch us play Minnesota. That's
in the
all you need to know.
playoffs.
Yeah, that's all you. Hell, you could watch the Philly game. You could go watch the first game of the season, which would have been Tennessee. Watch how much we run Saquon under center, play action bootlegs, and then go watch us play Philly and watch us in shotgun motion and plays 2 and 3 times trying to throw deep strikes. Completely different offenses.
Yeah, straight, very true.
Shout out to Twist T. Jalen Hurts said it was like a scrimmage. LOL. We played a roster, 90% of practice squad players, a team he wouldn't have sniffed the playoffs with, basically. If you put Jalen Hurts on the Giants, we're not in the fucking
They
playoffs.
talking so reckless, man.
Yeah, they are. They doing too much. The Eagles is doing way too much. I can't wait for the 49ers to humble this team on Sunday because Shanahan got all his weapons. And Brock Purdy has a way better offensive line than Danny. It's not going to be that easy. It's not. And here's the thing too, Pizzle. My only knock on Dable was everything we just talked about. The weakness to the Eagles is their run defense. But Brian Dable, and I'm not mad at him because he has the Giants job because of the offense he created in Buffalo. So I'm not gonna knock him for that. But the weakness to the Eagles was their run defense. And I think, and Pizzle, in an alternate universe where the Giants could stop the Eagles, I think maybe Dable would have tried to run Saquon versus the Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Dable was in like do or die mode because he knew he wasn't gonna stop Philly. So I just think Dable was like, Danny, figure it out, bro. I really just think that's
And by
what
the
it
way,
was.
like if the Eagles go on to win the Super Bowl, it's like, okay, we lost to the team that won the Super Bowl.
Exactly.
Like, I mean, like Eagle fans are so. Then you might make the argument like, well, shit, who knows what the Giants, what I think, who knows what they could have done. But I mean, it's like, okay, if they go on to win it, it's like, okay, the team that knocked us out won it. I don't
Pretty
want to see it.
much.
I mean, I'm gonna tell you this too, Fizz. See, like I like to place a big bet on the Super Bowl, and I shouldn't do that because it's just another game. But if the Eagles are in it, then you already know what my bet is.
Oh yeah, you gotta fade the Eagles.
But I hate doing that because you can't. I don't like bet with my heart. You know what I'm saying? So
Nah, I completely understand.
I need that 49ers versus somebody in there so I can actually make a legitimate bet.
No, I completely understand. That makes 1,000% sense to me. But then again, I'm a bettor. I'm a gambler, so I just understand where you're coming from. I'm a
Yeah.
gambler, but you know what I'm saying. But shout out to Jackson. I wouldn't be mad if we went linebacker round one. Watching the players we put in at Mike this year made me just want to. Yeah, Jackson. I actually stand by that. I think we're going linebacker round one.
And I will say this too, Jackson. And of course I love Jackson's a great. He's been listening to our show pretty
Yeah,
much all
Jackson's
year
super
long.
chat's been good all season.
He been had great super chats. So shout out to Jackson. I need to look. I've been pretty good with my first round drafts the last couple of years. I need to look at some of the players and then figure out. Obviously, we just now found out, or this past weekend, where we're drafting, which is 25th. I need to figure out where the placement is on that of players, and who's going to make sense to be drafted in that position. I will say, because I feel like if there's a linebacker that I like, but maybe you could wait late in the second round to get him, then you might go receiver right there. But most definitely, I think in those first 3 rounds, the Giants have got to get a linebacker. They have to, Fist. I mean, they have to. And I really feel like too, they got to get another edge rusher too, because you're not going to play this Aziz bullshit next season. You just can't. You can't. You got to have somebody. You got to have somebody with Kayvon, Fist. And I'm not saying that Aziz won't be on the team, but you got to have. It's like you got to have 3 real legit dudes. Like Ward. I appreciate what he did. He had, he did good in backup role, but nah, man, nah.
Honestly, Pizzle, let's just see what we do with Tremaine Edwards, because remember, he's a free agent. I don't think Buffalo can afford to bring him back. I think they're gonna go
Buffalo's fucked.
Yeah, I before we make these picks, Jordan, let's see, because I think he trades for a receiver, and I think he's gonna go sign Tremaine Edwards in free agency. Because remember, Joe Shane helped draft those guys in Buffalo, so he's probably gonna want to go get players that he, look. We got the only reason why Gano and Bradbury on the Giants is because Gettleman drafted them in Carolina. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's one. No, But what's crazy is Gettleman was part of that Super Bowl team for Carolina.
Yes.
So it's like you're obviously going to go get your dudes that you're familiar with and that you have some type of.
And you know who else? I wouldn't be shocked. Like I'm gonna drop the video like next week, but you know what? I'm not even gonna tell y'all. Y'all just got to wait till next week.
Damn, you're gonna tease the shit out of us.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna tell y'all. I'm just gonna wait. Y'all have to wait till next week because I got a nice little video planned for y'all next week. But shout out to Twist. Twist says Danny threw for 3,000 yards, thrown to the worst wide receiver core in football. Hurt for 3,000 with a top 3 receiver core. Switch him and Danny easily throws for 5,000. Yeah.
Thank you, Twist. I mean, it's almost like it's like basic math is hard for him, Twist. It's like you mean AJ Brown and Devontae Smith are better, huh? Like what?
I do you one better, Pizzle. I do you one better. You ready for this? You ready for this, Pizzle?
Come on with it.
If you give Daniel Jones, Christian Watson, and Romeo Doubs, we're still playing. All that shit they talked about Aaron Rodgers.
I don't know about our defense.
I mean, no. Well, I don't know, but But what I'm saying is like we probably have a higher seed if we have Romeo Doubs or Christian Watson.
Okay.
Because if Daniel Jones had, because everybody says Aaron Rodgers ain't had no help, right? Could you imagine Romeo Doubs or Christian Watson on the Giants? And Robert Tonyan, a Pro Bowl level tight end on the Giants? Daniel Jones and Brian Dable would have had a field day. We'd had a field day, bro. Like, there's no like what they said Aaron Rodgers didn't have no help. I'm like, bro, like Danny would kill for that. Yeah. They said Justin Fields ain't had no help. Danny would kill to have Claypool and Who's their number one receiver? Forgot his name. Oh my gosh.
For who? Who you talking about?
The Bears. Their number one receiver, the speed demon. I forgot his fucking
Allen
name.
Robinson.
No, not him. I drafted his ass in fantasy.
I thought you were
best
talking
ball.
about like a year ago.
All summer long. Who was their number one? Now I'm mad because I drafted him in like the 6th round in Mad Best Balls. Oh my God, Mooney. Yes, Darnell Mooney.
Oh, that's who you're talking about.
If
Okay.
the Giants had Darnell Mooney, Claypool, and Cole Clement, you know how much damage Danny would have done, bro? Like, we need a 30 for 30 on how pathetic this receiving core was. We really need a 30 for 30, bro. Like, it's not even fair to Daniel Jones.
Well,
man.
what's funny is the core was so bad that you got Giant fans going nuts about Isaiah Hodgins.
Yeah,
Like
that's how bad it got.
they going nuts. So, and I'm sitting there thinking like, yeah, I mean, he came in and did some good things, but like, let's not forget, like,
Compared to Marcus Johnson and David Sills, Hodgkins was Jerry Rice, bro. Compared to those dudes, y'all remember the Marcus Johnson, David Sills lineups? Oh my gosh, Jesus, Lord have
it's
mercy.
gonna be all right. They gonna get this offseason. They gonna address the receiving.
Bro, they had Daniel Jones cursing on the. They had Daniel Jones cursing on the sideline in Jacksonville. Sorry, receivers. I was like, oh man, Daniel Jones broke character. What? What? But shout out to Christian. I prayed Philly gives Hurt $60 million. That's not a lot of money.
Oh, they gonna pay him.
By the time Burrow and Herbert and Lamar get paid, $60 million might be the next new thing, bro.
They gonna pay him.
Which is why I'm trying to tell y'all they're gonna throw 250 at Danny early. They're gonna throw 250 at Danny early, man. Because if they wait, his price only gonna go up. I have it on. Look,
The longer it goes, Fisk, the worse it is for us.
Basically,
because the closer they get to that free agency, number gonna get steep. Because I said it today on Twitter, and I meant it. There's 20 fucking teams in the league that love to have Daniel Jones.
Basically,
20 of them.
And that's another thing too, right? They keep talking about the $30 million tag. That they can't give him that tag. They got to do the $45 million tag because they don't want another team negotiating with Danny. If you tag him for $32 million, other teams can go give him a deal, and then you got to max it.
Yeah,
you got to match it. So what if Washington says, you know what, fuck the Giants, we're giving Daniel Jones Burrow money?
Well, they wanted him anyways.
Yeah. Because at that point, Daniel Jones is basically a free agent at that point.
They're the like nobody ever talks about this, but they're probably the reason why he was drafted at 6.
Yeah, and by the way, guess who their offensive coordinator is about to be? Pat Shermer. They're trying their hardest to get Daniel Jones to Washington right now. We see you, Washington. You're not slick. We see what you're doing. You're not slick, Washington. And Daniel Jones, you ain't slick either. We know you. We know you got offers. You ain't slick. We know. Big Fist see everything. I see everything. Daniel Jones had that energy at the podium because Danny knows other teams are gonna try and max him out. That's why he was so fucking dismissive of the Giants at the podium, saying it's a business. It's because he's in position of he's in position of strength. Danny knows that if the Giants
got him by the balls,
he knows that the Giants act goofy, somebody else is gonna pay him the money he wants. That's why he was so dismissive at the press conference with, it's a business. There's a business side to this. Because he know other teams are going to fucking max him out. Daniel Jones is chilling right now. He's chilling. And since the Giants are so garbage on offense, if Daniel Jones hit the free agency market, why the fuck would he come back to the Giants? Why would he come back to these weapons? And they probably about to let Saquon go. Why the fuck would this is the out of all the teams Daniel Jones can play for, this is the worst team to play for. Shane ain't got him no weapons yet. When you can go look at Chris Olave and Michael Thomas, or you can go look at Terry McLaurin and freaking Curtis Samuel, or you can go look at Michael Pittman and Jonathan Taylor and shit, or you can go look at Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. The fuck would you come after the Giants for?
I'm gonna tell, and I'm gonna tell you another thing, and I bet you Danny knows this. If we lose him, we are fucked.
Oh, we not going to the playoffs.
We fucked.
We're done.
Because you ain't
So-
drafting nobody at 25. You ain't developing shit. And you ain't picking nobody up.
It's over. So if y'all think Danny not about to get his $50 million a year, y'all smoking that good dope. Everybody, oh, Danny's gonna get like 35, maybe.
And that
40
was the other
million.
thing, because see, Twitter makes me so mad because they so damn stupid. They took Barkley's press conference and then took Daniel Jones' press conference, and they used both of them the same. And they sitting there talking about how, like, oh look, Saquon wants to be here and Danny don't. No, dummies. Saquon is begging for them to give him more money.
Yeah, he begging for the money.
He begging for the money
He's
is what
playing
he's
super
doing.
nice right now.
He playing super nice. Like, yeah, you give me $2 more million a year, can't you? Like, you can do that. No,
he's playing very nice.
Yeah, he's playing very nice because they know what his number is. That's exactly what it is. And then Danny's like, nah, man, you gonna have to bring that number up.
Should have picked my fucking option up.
Yeah. Like, how you gonna sit there and spin it like, oh, dude, and then they gonna act like, oh, if they were Danny, they'd just be like, oh yeah, I want to be here really bad. No, motherfucker, you wouldn't.
Why the fuck would he want to be in a city that hated him for 4 years?
No, like, and that's the thing too. It's what pisses me off because Giant fans acting stupid sometimes. It's like, yeah, why would Danny want to be here? You've been shitting on him basically the last few years. Like, why the hell would he want to listen? He probably wants to take a shit on you.
I'm gonna be honest with you. If Daniel Jones is a free agent, it's not gonna happen because they're gonna tag him. But if Daniel Jones hit the open market, he would. I give it a 0% chance he'd come.
He'd look in the mirror. He would look in the mirror and say, "These motherfuckers are disrespecting me."
Oh yeah, he would never. If they would let him hit the open market, oh please, he would never come back to the Giants. It would be over. He'd never come back. Never.
I mean, I'm just being honest. Like, some of y'all need to put some real world perspective in this. If you
don't have real world perspective,
if you went to a job and you worked in a warehouse and everybody took a shit on you every single day, but you knew that you were the one that moving the production in the building, when it came time to negotiate your contract, you just gonna forget about everybody shitting on you and you being the one that made the thing move.
It's payback time.
Yeah, it's payback time when you get to the table.
And
some of y'all acting silly out there.
And this is what kills you with the Daniel Jones shit, right? Y'all think he won't bet on himself and play on the tag? If you Daniel Jones, right, why would you sign some bullshit deal when you can just play out next year and they really got to pay you? Whew. You know who's up next year? They're going to have to restructure Lamar next year. Not Lamar, I mean Mahomes next year. Josh Allen's going to be up for an extension next year. Dak's going to be up for another extension next year. The market only going to keep going up. That Amazon TV deal kick in next season. Come on, bro. Daniel Jones is about to get a Brinks truck. And Joe Shane know that. John Marin know that, which is why I think they're going to give him $250 out the gate. They're going to get it over with. I think they give him $250 out the gate. Just say, fuck it. Let's get this shit over with. Because they can't. Even if you tag him, right?
Fizz, he's got him by the balls.
Got him by the balls. Because the Giants only have, what, $53 million in cap? If you tag Danny at 32, that's over half the cap gone. If you tag him at 45, the whole cap is gone. They have to pay him.
Like, that's why, like, it's so ignorant to listen to some of these people talk like they talk, because it's like, okay, let's say you just move on. What is your option?
Yeah, what's the option?
What is don't tell me you rolling with Tyrod Taylor. Stop. You ain't doing that.
And how about this? I'm gonna throw another one at you. How you gonna feel that fucker show up in Washington and beat you for the next 10 years?
Yeah.
How you
Let
gonna
me tell
feel
you.
then?
Let me tell you what they would do if that happened next year. They would be getting ready to run Joe Shane's ass out of New Jersey. Is what they'd be doing.
Pretty much.
Because this organization's fan base has shown you they will turn on
They
your
fickle as a
ass in a
motherfucker. Ask Joe
motherfucker.
Judge.
They will turn on you. Oh yeah, Joe Judge. They loving it when he was diving in the damn water in the mud. Then all of a sudden it wasn't months later his ass was up out of here.
Yeah, they was running laps at the fan
Yeah.
center in the parking lot. Running laps. Turned on Joe Judge quick as a motherfucker.
He had content creators running laps, and motherfuckers couldn't wait to get him out before the season was over with.
Facts.
Like, I mean, they will turn on your ass in a minute. So you have no choice but to pay Danny. You got no choice.
No choice. This whole organization, he's the whole team. That's the franchise.
He's the heart and soul of the team. That's what he's priority number one. They will suck his toes.
Pretty much.
They sitting there fanning Danny and Saquon over in the corner like, can I just get some crumbs?
Yeah, but that's why Saquon's playing nice because he knows.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Like,
but that's what pissed me off is like people who ain't got a job but sitting on Twitter all day talking shit. And it's like, wait a minute, you don't even know how the real world works. Saquon over here begging for a little extra cornbread.
Saquon like, damn, I should have took that $12 million. That's really what he's thinking.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be even 100 with you. Saquon right now.
Saquon lucky. Saquon lucky he didn't get hurt second half of the season.
Or was he hurt? Allegedly, his neck was hurt. His shoulder was hurt.
I'm talking like a serious injury.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking like torn ACL, broken leg. I'm talking about something that could fuck you up big time. He lucky because he could have had that guarantee. He could have had that guaranteed contract right then and there.
Daniel Jones is like,
that's why they even offered it to him then, Fizz, because they had leverage on him. They had the leverage of, look, we'll go ahead and pay you, and you don't have to worry about the rest of the season. You good. Even if you get hurt, you got a contract with us. You good. But see, now they've lost. Now they've lost leverage, and he thinks he's got the leverage, but they don't have to do anything. They can just sit back and say like, all right, we good. We tried to pay you. You didn't want it.
Pretty much. That's why they leaked that shit out. We didn't know that, Pizzle.
I know. That's why they leaked it. They leaked it out to let everybody know, like, yeah, this motherfucker trying to get crazy.
They already setting the stage to let him walk, bro.
Yeah.
They leaked it out. The Giants, bro. We the CIA, bro. I'm trying to tell you, the only thing that comes out of fucking MetLife is shit they want to come out of MetLife.
Yeah.
They leaked that shit on purpose.
And by the way, they didn't even let the season be over a week before they leaked that shit out.
Because they don't plan on giving Saquon that, because they know they got to pay Danny.
It was a couple of days.
And here's another thing too, right, Pizzle? I don't think they're gonna let Dexter play on the 5th-year option, even though he has the 5th-year option. I think what the Giants are gonna do, they're gonna extend these dudes early. This way, they don't have to worry about it next year. I honestly think they're gonna pay Danny, they're gonna pay Dex, and they're gonna see what's up see what Andrew Thomas wants.
That's why I said to you, Fizz, like, I think there's some guys on the team, and this doesn't mean that they won't re-sign or won't get a restructured contract of some sort. I think guys like Leonard Williams, Julian Love, these guys, they're expendable. Like, it's just the cold reality.
Leonard Williams is going to come back because he's already.
Well, I'm saying that's why I said that's why I say that we could restructure, because he still falls on the category of being expendable because we haven't to adjust you just like they had to adjust Darius Slayton. Like, I mean, that's the facts. I mean, it's like, hey, do you want to show us that you want to be here by taking a pay cut or restructuring? But guys if he didn't, Fisk, if he wasn't going to do that, they would move on from him. You see what I'm saying?
You know who Saquon's best friend on the team is?
Give it to me.
Daniel Jones. You know who knows better than anybody else on that team what Daniel Jones is thinking? Saquon Barkley. So Saquon already knows how much Daniel Jones, how much money Danny wants. Saquon already know. So Saquon is like, shit. I probably should took that 12 million.
Yeah, he fucked up.
This dude Danny don't want to play off. Here's the thing, too, right? Y'all do know Daniel Jones was in the same draft as Kyler Murray, right? Kyler Murray got paid $48 million a year and ain't won a playoff game. Y'all really think Danny after winning a playoff game gonna play for a penny less than Kyler Murray? That's why people keep saying I'm bugging with 250. I'm like, no, Kyler's at 48. Giving Danny $50 million after winning a playoff game makes sense. How you gonna give Daniel Jones less money than the number one overall pick, and he's done more than the number one overall pick did? Pizzle, do it make sense?
This is why we the best, Fist. And like I don't even like being one of them people that say I'm the best, but like this is why we the best. Like the other podcast shit out there, they just play into whatever the narrative is. They don't want to make nobody mad. We don't give a fuck about no feelings. We just telling you the truth. We just telling you reality. And the reality is
conversations.
The reality is, if you're Danny's agent, abso-fucking-lutely, you bring
CAA. CAA's his agency. He about to get all that money.
You absolutely bring in Kyler Murray's contract to the table and say, look what they paying his sorry ass in Arizona, and he ain't even won a playoff game. Now you gonna tell me my guy ain't worth this right here? That's reality. I mean, that's just business. Like, and here's the cold hard truth. If they said, "Oh, we don't want to pay him that," then they're gonna say, "Well, somebody else will." It's like that. It's like that chick. You should have put a ring on it.
Pretty much.
If you wanted to keep it, you should have put a ring on it. That's what the Giants face right now. They gonna put a ring on Danny or not?
You know what's funny too, right? It's like, Joe Shea know that too. It's like shit. The whole league saw this motherfucker with a playoff game with bums. They ain't dumb.
Yeah, they ain't. Yeah, the whole. I know, right? Like the whole league saw it, and they all salivating. Like, yeah, let that motherfucker hit the open market, please.
Especially, I'm telling you, the Saints, bro, who don't have a first round pick, that's who you watch out for. A team like the Colts, who want oh my goodness, the Jets, Pizzle, the Jets, please.
Oh, the Jets would the Jets would go nuts for Danny.
Would go nuts for Daniel Jones. Oh my gosh, yo. He's gonna get his money. He might get more than you think too. He might get more than what we think too, because if they're gonna fuck around, find out, Pizzle. They might fuck around, play hardball, and then them Burrow and Herbert numbers start rolling in. They gonna be like, oh shit.
People that at this point, people that say Danny's no good, either A, they got Stevie Wonder. They got Stevie Wonder eyes, or B, they just a hater.
You just sound dumb at this point.
You just sound dumb because you can't name 10 fucking quarterbacks in the league that's better.
You could barely name 5. Because
you can't name 10.
Because here's my thing: everybody puts Herbert in their top 5. Pizzle. Danny's better than Herbert and has a playoff victory. I'm sorry.
No. I like Herbert. I'm not gonna shit on Herbert, but I'm just saying I like Herbert.
So if you just look at it realistically, right? The top 3, without debate, the top 3 are obviously Burrow, Allen, and Mahomes, right? That's the top 3, right?
Okay.
After that, Pizzle, who you taking before Danny? Are you gonna take Watson over Danny?
Well, first of all, I think that every quarterback can have success because of their surroundings. Okay. For example, Mahomes is great and all, but would Mahomes be great on the Houston Texans?
Oh, and Jalen Hurts. So you got the top 5.
Like Jalen Hurts is in the top 10, but he's only in the top 10 because he has some dudes around him this year.
No, that's a fact. But I'm gonna say this, right? So let's look at this objectively. You got the top 5. In all honesty, the top 5 is probably Burrow, Mahomes, Allen, Danny, and Hurts. Those are the 5 best quarterbacks. If we did a draft, those would probably be the 5 quarterbacks that go first. And then Herbert will be 6. Trevor Lawrence would be 7th.
I don't even care if he is top 5. I mean, like I'm just saying top 10. Just give me 10, Fizz.
Oh,
like
no,
give me. Okay, forget what you think about it. Give me the narrative that people think.
You can't name 10. You can't
You
name
can't
10
name 10. That's what I'm saying. Like,
because
you
at that
can't.
point, now you're trying to tell me that
You ain't
Kirk
building
Cousins,
you ain't
Dak
building a team.
Prescott.
Yeah, you ain't building a team anymore with Aaron Rodgers. You ain't doing it.
Nah, but they already tried to play Daniel Jones and keep him out the top 10. They tried to say Dak and Carr and
Dak
fucking
was fucking look.
Kirk and shit.
I don't think I've seen a quarterback in a while absolutely trash his team the way Dak did. Dak absolutely cost his team. He was god awful the last month of the
Well,
year.
Derek Carr got his hand up saying, "Don't forget about me." Ain't nobody had more talent on offense around them than fucking Derek Carr
I
had like
know,
the
right? He
best
had
receiver,
Devontae
the best
Adams,
running back,
a great tight end in Darren Waller.
great slot receiver.
Yep. Renfro, yep.
And that's what kills me. And I'm about to get back to y'all super chats, my bad. But this is what kills about Colin Cowherd, right? This fucking guy, Colin Cowherd, been shitting on Danny all week long, but goes out and defends Derek Carr. How the fuck would the Giants be better off with Derek Carr than Daniel Jones when Derek Carr couldn't win in Vegas? Derek Carr looked bad throwing to Devontae. What the hell you think you're gonna look like throwing to Hodgins? It makes Pizzle. It makes no sense, bro.
They went out and got him arguably one of the best receivers in the game. And they didn't get better.
They got worse. And then what you call Josh Jacobs led the league in rushing. So your running back led the league in rushing.
You got an offensive minded coach.
Yeah, you got one of the best play callers in the league. Like, how much do you fucking need, bro?
Like, I don't even care. Like, if people want to hate on it and they want to say we ignorant, stupid, fine. Y'all say what y'all want to say. But like, we've been right most of this year, Fisk. We have been. We've been killing it.
We called it all, bro. We
called it. We called it all. And yeah, we got our ass tattooed against the Eagles.
And my Brian Dable Coach of the Year shit coming true too.
Yep. By the way, you even said how you got to bet that shit.
I tried to tell you to bet.
I mean, where are you getting this kind of content anywhere else?
Nowhere. They can't get it nowhere else but here. That's why we special. We different. We built different. We stand out. All them other shows sound the same. They all sound the same. You come in, you get real talk. You get grown man giant conversations. We grown men over here.
See, now I already saw I take Carr over down. Like, I can't comprehend with that person.
Nah, he's an idiot.
Like, I can't be on the same way. Like, if I was in a spaceship with that guy and we outer space, I'm just jumping into fucking outer space.
No, I'm throwing him.
You know
in
what I'm
space.
saying? I'm just getting the fuck out because, like, I don't want to be in a space shuttle with that guy.
Facts. But shout out to Willie the Champ though, man. Willie the Champ says, "What up, homies? Hopkins too old, slow, and injury. Scared it might be Galladay. Reverend Higgins plus draft wide receiver."
I think he's gonna be. He'd be better than Galladay, but I will say this: the steroid thing kind of spooks me a little bit.
It don't spook me. Shoot that shit up. Put it. Shoot that shit up.
Well, I'm just saying he got caught. He still had. I know he had a good year this year, considering how many he played. But it's like, will your performance stay the same if you're off the juice?
He's not gonna be off the juice. He's just gonna do a better job of not getting caught. I love for my football.
He got a great story though. I love his story on his mama though. He seems like a great dude.
Yeah. Just because you take juice don't make you bad. I'm
not saying he's a bad person.
Oh, no, I know what you're saying. I'm just saying in general though. People saying he's injury prone and he took steroids and shit. I'm like, this ain't baseball. Nobody give a fuck about steroids. You know how many times JJ Watt and these dudes get popped for PEDs, bro? TJ Watt and shit. Like, nobody fucking cares in football, bro. It's only them baseball geeks who care about them steroids and shit. And you know what kills me about baseball?
No, don't be shitting on baseball now.
Fuck baseball because they shit on Barry Bonds and Clemens and fucking. I'm like, bro, they should be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, Barry Bonds should be in the Hall of Fame.
Without them,
it's
home runs.
Yeah,
baseball would have died 30 years ago.
Well, it's a illegitimate Hall of Fame until Barry Bonds is in it.
But my thing is this: without the steroid era, baseball would have died 30 years ago.
Maybe. I don't know.
Baseball is dead right now, Pizzle. It's dead.
Man, you say that, but the contracts are crazy.
Man, no. They're
They
crazy for the
handing out
good
money
players.
crazy.
No, they're crazy for the good players. The rest of them players don't get shit. This ain't like the NBA where randoms like fucking Nick Young can get $80 million. Nah, in baseball, you either
That
get
is
the
true.
bag or you take what you can get. But anyway, fuck baseball. And fuck the Yankees until they beat the Astros. But
Man.
shout out to E-York. Remember, supporting Big Fisk is supporting small businesses. Spot Track estimates Andrew Thomas' market value is 5 years, $107 million.
Mm-hmm.
I say no brainer. Once the Giants fans got a taste of the best left tackle in the NFL, we can never go back. Andrew Thomas is a blank check player.
But you have to think about, and I know his contract isn't up this offseason, but you have to think about that, Fisk.
Yeah, he's a blank check player.
That's something you have to think about and say, hey, we got to pay Andrew at some point.
Yeah, but I'm not worried about that because the Amazon money kicks in next year, and the salary cap's going to go up like crazy. Salary cap is going up like a motherfucker next season.
But if you're going to pay a quarterback a lot of money, you better protect the merchandise.
You gotta protect the security guard. Absolutely, especially when you have one that good, all pro. Dexter Lawrence and Andrew Thomas are blank check players.
Gotta pay them. You have to pay them.
Yeah, they're blank check players. I don't even worry about that. Same thing how we're not worried about the Daniel Jones contract. I'm not worried about Lawrence and Dexter. I mean Lawrence and Thomas. Those three players on the Giants are blank check players. They're not going nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
Those are blank check players. Shout out to Tyrone. But that's why we lost, Fisk. You cannot bring Buffalo to the NFC East. We get down over here. This ain't new. Get weapons, yes, but keep Saquon. I mean, look, bro. It's a runner back. It's not that special. It's a runner back. It's a fucking runner back, bro. Like, it's not that big of a deal. It's a runner back.
Yeah.
It's just a runner back.
It's not like. See, first of all, shout out to Tyrone. I appreciate it. You gotta let it go. Like you got to. Like it's he's just a running back. He really. There's been amazing running backs that have came and went in this league. That's what they do. They have a short window span of when they're good, Fist. Like it's just true. It's crazy to think that when they hit 30, they fall all to fucking pieces. Most of them do. If they make it to 30. And it's crazy to think that because you're thinking like, shit, 30 ain't that old. But it's reality, man. It is reality. That's just facts.
It's not old for a wide receiver, though. That like y'all talking about Hopkins, what you call it? Hopkins is old. Now 30 for a wide receiver is still a good age. 30 a wide receiver is still good. Antonio Brown was fucking killing people. And before he,
I just think that there's got to be a realization that. I mean, shit, does the four teams, I know that the 49ers have got McCaffrey, but technically they didn't give him that contract. They just traded for him.
Yeah, bulk of the money. The Panthers had already paid a bulk of the money.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is they didn't give him that contract. So when you look at the four teams that's in the that's left right now, does any of them paying a running back crazy amount of money?
And they regretted that Kamara deal the minute they gave it to him. They regretted that Kamara deal the minute they fucking gave it to him.
The Saints, yeah.
Matter
of fact, he hadn't even been the same dude since he got that contract.
Nope. Well, a lot of that's Drew Brees retiring, but yeah.
That's true.
Shout out to E-Yorkie. Remember, supporting Big Fisk and supporting small businesses. What do you think about trading for Justin? No, we're not trading for fucking Justin.
Come on, Yorkie. Anyhow,
they're not trading.
They're not trading a guy that's in the MVP race. You playing mad now, Yorkie.
I get it, Yorkie, that they're in cap hell, but they're not getting rid of Justin Jefferson. They're in cap hell. I get it. They are in cap hell, Yorkie, but once again, they're not fucking getting rid of Justin Jefferson. The Minnesota fan, you remember they still got to sell the season ticket holders. That's Saquon saving grace. Still got to sell those season tickets. You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna trade their best, most popular player, bro. I don't give a fuck what the cap is. They ain't trading his ass. Shout out to Don J. Sign Edmonds, trade for T. Higgins, draft Jalen Hyatt or Jackson Smith, and Jabba out of Ohio State in the first round, and draft a linebacker in the third. It's too early, bro. I gotta see what we're doing free agency done. I gotta before I talk about who we're gonna draft, I need to get through free agency. Free agency starts March 15th. Once I know who we sign on free agency, I can make draft picks. But until then, because remember, this isn't we don't for the first time in forever, we don't got a top 5 pick. You know what I'm saying?
It
So
really
it's like,
it really does. The free agency can dictate a little bit of what you do in the draft.
yeah, because normally the Giants are picking so high, it's easy to predict who we're gonna have. But we don't know who the fuck is gonna be there at 25.
Yeah.
This is uncharted territory. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Normally,
it's been a minute.
yeah, we're picking
That's
at
why
25.
that's why I was saying like earlier, we could go linebacker, we go receiver. It just depends on the value of
Corner.
it just depends on who is in that position to draft at that time. You might say, well, we really need a receiver, but then the pick might not call for a receiver. You might have to push the receiver back to the second round when it calls for it. Just depends on who's available and where they're at. It will be difficult this year for a lot of content creators to be able to predict what the Giants will do at 25.
Pretty
Extremely
much.
difficult.
Oh, this all season gonna be interesting because it's like only the strong gonna survive this off season for content
Oh
because
yeah.
it's not gonna be as easy as it's been for in the previous years, man. The content creators gonna have to step their shit up. I'm good. I'm gonna talk my shit regardless. Y'all gonna get these sermons regardless. But some of these other content creators that try and think they smarter than everybody else and think they know every fucking thing. I can't wait to see how fucking dumb they mock drafts look when they trying to figure out who the Giants are gonna pick at fucking 25 and trying to predict who gonna be there and shit. That shit gonna be funny to me.
Oh, we're gonna get silly.
It's gonna get real silly. Shout out to Jackson. Odell coming if Shep stay. Odell is not coming to the Giants, bro. We're not bringing in Odell.
I don't know
Odell had
what
nothing.
I am intrigued by what happens with Odell, but I have no idea what the fuck's gonna happen with him.
He'll probably end up in Kansas City. If I had to guess, he probably go somewhere like Kansas City because Kansas City ain't gonna be already. They're not in position to draft a guy, so Juju was on a 1-year deal, so Kadarius Toney's gonna be their number one. He's already their number one. Mahomes either throws to him or he throws to Kelsey, and then you bring in Odell, and you'd have Odell, Toney, and Kelsey next year. That's probably what Kansas City's gonna do. Shout out to Jackson. Man, people acting like DJ is dumb and he taking 35 million. Motherfucker went to Duke. He's exactly. Anybody, first of all, if you really think Daniel Jones is gonna take 35 million when Dak is getting 40, how stupid do you say? Kirk Cousins and
I
how are
know.
you gonna take less money
Dak's
than
contract
in the playoffs?
Dak's contract is so bad, Fizz. It's so bad. It's so bad, man. Like,
but
no, that's
people,
what but that's what I'm saying. Like, you can't. I already talked about Kyler Murray, and then like you take that. Like, how do you not take those contracts into the meeting with you and say, man, these dudes are getting paid this, and they sorry.
how you gonna take a penny less than Kirk Cousins after you beat him in a playoff game in his building?
Yeah, I know.
Like,
I know. That's why I'm saying some of these guys, like, why can't they do math, Fisk?
they're still disrespecting Daniel Jones. They're still disrespecting him because they think
Like,
Daniel Jones ain't shit. They like he should just be grateful he's staying and shit. Like, get the fuck out of here, bro.
when he gets signed, the Daniel Jones hate needs to stop. And if you want to hate somebody, hate Joe Shane for giving him a contract.
Oh, they're gonna hate the fuck out of Danny this offseason. Because Danny about to play hardball. He done already set the tone. Giants fans is gonna be mad at Danny this offseason because he playing hardball. They're gonna be mad as a bitch.
Yeah.
Shout out to Zach. Remember, supporting Big Fisk is supporting small businesses. Hey Fisk, let's say I cash app you $600 at a future date to throw KD in the firing ring. Absolutely.
Damn, I'll do it too.
Absolutely. Send that money, Zach. Send that bread. Cause you was supposed to cash at me a bag for another firing range. You ain't do it. So yeah, Zach, send the bread. KD will be lined up accordingly. Somebody dropped the bag on Josh Allen, so there will be a Josh Allen firing range tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Tomorrow night, Josh Allen goes to the firing range. Somebody sent me the money for that earlier today. So, y'all can look forward to that tomorrow on my other channel. But Pizzle, it's pick time. What's up?
You got a pick?
I'm looking for you. You go first.
I'm not going to play the I don't have a pick yet 49ers and Eagles game. I have no opinion on that. But right now, here's what I think you're going to hate me for this, Fisk. I think you are. But I'm taking the Chiefs over the Bengals.
Oh, that makes sense.
I'm taking the Chiefs, and the biggest reason is because I think some people are overplaying the injury to Mahomes. I think people are playing it. I think Joe Burrow is getting a lot of love right now, which maybe he deserves it. I think that obviously the Bengals, I think with Joe Burrow at quarterback are like 3-0 against the Chiefs. That's going to be put out there. Chiefs are at home, tough place to play. They're going to want some payback, and I just see everybody seems to be on the Bengals. Everybody's on the
1-point
Bengals.
favorite right now. That's
Everybody's on the Bengals. And see, this is what happens is everybody gets on them, and then everybody thinks the shit's rigged when it doesn't go that way. You need to have an open mind for yourself. I think the Chiefs get the job done. They beat the Bengals straight up, head on to the Super Bowl.
Pizzle, I'm going to warn you.
Uh-oh.
Gonna warn you.
Uh-oh.
This Burrow is different. This is different, Pizzle. I'm gonna warn you. This is different.
Mm-hmm.
For the books to have moved Mahomes to a home dog in a playoff game,
Mm-hmm.
they're begging you to take the Chiefs. I'm just letting you know that.
Normally
the books take a stand.
Yeah, but I think
take a stand.
I think it's getting moved because there's so many people on the Bengals.
Yeah, but that's the thing.
I think Chiefs are getting a little disrespect right now.
But that's the point I'm trying to make to you, Pizzle. If the books really wanted Chiefs money, they would have. If the books really wanted Bengal money, they'd have kept it. They don't want no more Bengal money, right?
Mm-hmm.
But here's the deal, Pizzle. Remember the Super Bowl between the Seahawks and the Broncos?
Mm-hmm.
Remember that line didn't move off the 3?
Sure.
Remember that Super Bowl?
Yeah, Super Bowls. Yeah.
Everybody kept betting the Broncos, and they didn't move it because they wanted. They knew the books wanted to take. They took a stand on Seattle. They took a stand on Seattle. They wanted you to bet the Broncos. That's why they didn't move the Broncos up, because all the money the Broncos are getting, the Broncos should have been like a 3.5, 4-point favorite. But they wanted you to bet the Broncos because they knew the Seahawks was going to win. What I'm trying to say, Pizzle, is when Vegas moves the line like this, Pizzle, you know this. That means they're scared. Because if Vegas thought the Chiefs was going to win, they'd have kept the line there. And they would have kept begging you to bet the Bengals. But they're scared. So they're moving that line towards the Bengals because they want Chiefs money now. They're scared.
Well, with that being said, I'll take the Chiefs.
I'm just saying, Vegas is scared of the Bengals
Give
right
me
now.
the Chiefs.
If Vegas had faith in the Chiefs, that line wouldn't have moved.
I gotta watch.
They would have let you keep getting the Bengals.
I gotta watch Kadarius Toney in the Super Bowl.
I got the 49ers. I think it's gonna be. I actually think it'll be Bengal 49ers in the Super Bowl. I wouldn't bet the Chiefs, but
that would be. I will say it would be a cool Super Bowl 49ers.
I'm taking. I'll buy the half point and just give San Francisco at an even 3.
Mm-hmm.
I think San Francisco wins that outright. I think the Eagles are about to get humbled. You also have to remember the 49ers are the veteran savvy team. They were just in the championship game last year. This 49er team, I think they won it a little bit better than the Eagles do. Respectfully,
I think both games will be really good, and so I think we're in for a great Sunday of football.
Great Sunday games. Shout out to Jackson. He says Niners by 100.
I hope
so. Definitely hope so. Shout out to E Yorkie. Remember, supporting big fish is supporting small businesses. Giants can easily sign Danny for $40 million plus. When you sign a 5-year deal and make a big signing bonus that gets prorated, most first years of the contract count for like 10 to 15 million. And in 2024, they have 189 million. Yeah, well, that's what they're gonna do, Yorkie. When they give Daniel Jones his big extension, the first they're gonna get it. They're gonna make his cap hit like very low. They're gonna make his cap hit as low as possible. That's the plan. That's why you give Daniel Jones the extension instead of the tag, so you can hit that number down. But yeah, it's gonna get done in Yorkie. I think they're gonna do it early. I don't think they want to be in a situation where Danny says, "Fuck you, I'm gonna prove myself," and then you got now. John Mara don't like messy contract negotiations, especially with the quarterback. I can't see John Mara letting this get messy. I don't really think this is Joe Shane versus Daniel Jones. I think this is Mara versus Daniel Jones. And it's just like, I just think Mara says, look, what do you want, kid? That's fine. You want the market value? Fair. I really think that's what it is. I don't really think this is a Joe Shane decision. I told y'all this last week. Steve Bisciotti is dealing with Lamar Jackson, not the general manager. You know what I'm saying? It's when you paying the quarterback all that money, Pizzle, that's the owner. Owner got this ownership. That's not the general manager. That's the owner of the team. Jerry Jones versus Dak. Dan Snyder versus Kirk Cousins. When it comes to the quarterback, it's always the owner, man. It's always the owner. It's never the GM when it comes to the quarterbacks. It's always the owner. Just remember that. It's always the owner. But on that note, Pizzle, is that everything?
Yeah, I think so. I think we're good for this week. I think that covers all the bases. Obviously, shout out to everybody for the support. Appreciate you guys, super chats and all that. I just don't know where you're getting this kind of content anywhere else, Fizz. I mean, we giving it to them. We getting it to them raw dog style, no protection needed. Just just dropping them not that knowledge on them little nuggets, and just good shit, man. Just good shit.
Pretty much, man. You know how we do it. It's been a great season. We got 2 more episodes left before we go on hiatus. So we're gonna come back next week, and then we're gonna come back the following week, and then gotta take a little bit of a break, man. All season vibes, baby. But that's it. That's all, fellas. This has been episode.
Oh yeah, wait. What did you want to tell me? I'm sorry. Somebody just remind. What did you want to tell me for my video? What was you gonna say?
Okay. All right, yeah. So check this out, right? So earlier Pizzle had did his goodbye video.
Mm-hmm.
And in that video, he said something that really stunk out to me. And Pizzle said that he wished when he was younger, he had the kind of support that he's getting on YouTube. He wished he had that support when he was younger.
Mm-hmm.
And that stood out to me because I think about where I was when I was younger in my early 20s and going through life and just experiencing shit. And it's like everybody hated me. I'm used to being the most hated person in the room. I'm used to it. The energy normally changes when I come in the room. There's a reason I've been fired from 11 jobs. I've been branded as an asshole my whole life, right? So it's like I never had any friends. I still don't have any friends. I've always been isolated. I'm a loner. I'm real unapproachable. I'm really not as fucking likable as I come off on YouTube. So when Pizzle made that comment about having love on the internet, basically from your supporters, it touched me because I'm like, I wish I had Fist Vegas when I was in my 20s.
Exactly.
When I was younger, and I thought the world was against me.
Yep.
Like when I thought it was just Ricky versus the world, I would have loved to have a comment section that showed me love and enjoyed my content and boosted my spirits up. Because I didn't have that. I had to deal with my emotions on my own. didn't have no therapy. You know what I'm saying? Didn't have no friends to vent to. My emotions, I had to put them in a box and pray to God nobody ever opened it. So it really would have been nice to be a YouTuber 15, 13, 14 years ago
Mm-hmm.
and had the support. We had, what were we at, 250 earlier in the show? Had 250 people showing me love. Had thousands of people clicking my videos, hundreds of people giving me likes in
Yeah.
the comment section and shit,
Well,
Like,
even in this show, we've had guys, giving out super chats to us, showing appreciation. By the way, shout out to RJ. He did help me remember because we old as fuck. Um, but it's like now we get, as content creators, we're appreciative that people like our shit, right? I mean that, hey, like thank you this and that, and it feels good. But there was a time when I personally needed it way more than I do now.
exactly. I would
You
have
know,
loved this validation
yeah,
in my early 20s.
I needed validation when I was younger, and I wanted to express that because I know there's a lot of young guys out there that might be watching, like, or even young ladies or whatever. You might be in your young 20s right now, and you might be lost and confused and a lot of things. Hey, man, we were going through that same shit. Like, sounds like Fist was too. And it's just like, just keep doing you, keep trucking, keep being a 60-minute man. And look, you're going to look back on it and realize, like, hey, it was just it was just a bump in the road. I was young, dumb, stupid, whatever. But by the time I get, maybe like mid 30s or whatever, like you'll feel good about yourself. You'll feel good about how things played out. It's fun. It's funny to look back on things, but hey, just because you can find a platform like we did, like YouTube, and doesn't have to be YouTube, right, Fizz? Like it could be anything, and you can find that validation and love and feel and have that a feel of wanted. I would kind of like sound like you too, Fizz, was like it's like the world's against me kind of deal.
Yeah,
You know
well,
what I mean? Like it's
you
like,
know,
man, the NFL or not the NFL, the world is like against me, and they don't want to see me succeed. Then you go on YouTube and obviously a lot of us are strangers, but it's like, hey, man, there's people out there that give a shit about me now. And you
yeah,
think about
that
like
that would have went a long way for
wh-
me when
eh,
I was younger.
when
That would
I
have
was
went a
young too,
long
yeah.
way.
Just like somebody just gives a damn about you, like it means something. Like it truly does. So like when you guys send super chats or say comments, like don't be afraid to express to a content creator, even a young one, that hey man, I really appreciate what you do because it goes a long way. It really does. It's not about stroking somebody's ego or anything like that, but you don't know what people are going through or what they had to go through in order to get to where they are now.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So anyways, I thought it was important to say that, and I'm glad you brought that up, Fizz.
Man, once again, you're not getting content like this nowhere else. These other you're not getting this nowhere else. But shout out to E Yorkie. Remember, supporting big fish is supporting small businesses. Um, keep in mind, NFL rules when you guarantee money, you have to put the money in escrow account on day one. Cash flow limits some teams. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's some teams are poor, bro. Like the Raiders are poor. Fucking the Chargers couldn't even fire Brandon Staley because they poor. So, yeah, that's true. Some teams are very poor. I know John Merrick, he ain't poor, but yeah, some teams, that's true. Some teams are poor, man. We ain't worrying about that because Merrick has the funds, but there are some poor teams like the Chargers and the Raiders. There's definitely some poor teams out there. But this has been episode 29, fellas. We love y'all. We will see y'all next Wednesday. Y'all stay safe out there.